Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our brand new series titled Inside Out, The Catalysts of Change. We hope you've been doing well these past 2 months, and we hope you've been staying safe and healthy during this difficult time. As you all know, we took a small break in order to rejuvenate ourselves as a team and to look for some real inspiration before coming back. We wanted to bring something authentic and real to the table, something meaningful, especially during this new normal. What is a catalyst, right? So a catalyst is an entity or a person or a chemical that accelerates and precipitates the outcome of a certain event. In our case, our speakers will be our catalysts for change, change that is imminent, change that is necessary, and change that is youth-driven. 2020 has shown us many of its colors, and the pandemic is going to have a lasting impact on our world. We have to learn to adapt to it. Our special speakers that we've invited are already on that path. We have especially chosen young, driven, and successful individuals who will share their unique journey to leadership with us. Now, who is a good leader? How do we get there? What are the challenges that come with being a leader? We're going to find out tonight. So sit tight, relax, and learn from these amazing and inspiring people. So let's quickly go over the ground rules as usual. This session is a safe space for all of you joining today. So please feel free to interact with us and share with us your opinions and your questions through the comment section. We have a dedicated segment towards the end for questions and answers. So don't worry and keep them coming. Try not to use your cell phone throughout the session unless it's necessary. This will help you focus on today's session. Whatever happens in our circle stays in our circle. And guys, please try to stay until the end of the session. We promise that you won't regret it. So before we begin our session with our very special speaker, we're going to have a little activity lined up for you. We'll warm up a little bit before diving deep into the various aspects of leadership. And we have the very lovely Icha Bhan with us tonight to guide us through a special brain teaser exercise. So Icha, over to you now.
Thanks, Vishali. Hi, everyone.
Thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much. So as Vishali said, my name is Icha. I work as a counselor and remedial educator for 2 of the Glendale schools in Hyderabad. And I also volunteer for the youth group of Heartfulness. And I'm here today to take you through a short, fun little activity to kick off the session. The activity today is called Fact or Fiction, in which you will be presented with 3 statements at a time, 2 of which are facts and 1 of which is fiction. So the activity is to choose the statement that you think is fiction. You can participate in this by logging on to menti.com and entering the code given. So
guys, the code is 135031. I repeat, the code is 135031. So just get on to menti.com and let's answer these amazing questions. I'm actually going to do that myself right now while I'm talking to you. I love Menti.
Same. It's a really fun way to get everyone kind of involved in the process.
I actually just found out about Menti only through Youth 2.0. I never knew what a Menti was before this, and now I'm addicted.
Yeah, it's really good for presentations and
yeah, it's super interactive. I mean, you get real-time responses. So
absolutely, I'm so excited to see what responses come in for today's activity.
Oh my gosh, these are really interesting. Wow. Okay, guys, I hope you guys are like picking the right answers, okay? Because I have no clue. Oh my God.
Brain teasers are actually a really fun way to get the mind kind of running. There's a lot of advantages to it, actually.
Okay.
We can even connect it to the habit session. You're like you're sharpening your saw.
You are sharpening
while doing
your saw.
this. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I hope that you've put in your responses. just a second and we will have it up.
Right. So we're getting some responses. So, right, wow, this is interesting. So I'll tell you which one is fiction now since we have a few responses. Let's move on to the next one. So the third one is fiction. It's actually, the fact is, the most densely populated islands are the size of 2 football fields, not 3. So the third one is fiction. Um,
Oh, shoot.
yeah.
Oh my God, I literally answered the exact same way. I answered the spider one as the first one. I didn't think of, I thought this island one was total bogus.
Yeah. So it's actually 2 football fields. That's quite populated, I would say. So can
Wow.
we move on to the answers of the next one?
Yeah, let's do the next brain teaser. Same code, everybody. 135031. We'll have it up in like a second. Even I'm gonna answer that one. This time I was wrong as well.
The next one is pretty nice. I really like the questions of the next one.
Awesome. I'm excited. So
Right.
let's see
So
this one. Fabulous. Wow. Oh my God. Wait. Don't say anything yet. Let people give in their responses. Let give it another like 30 seconds and
yeah,
we'll wait it out. We'll wait it out.
it's quite close.
Give it a minute and we'll see what people are saying. Hey guys, don't secretly Google the answers, okay?
Yeah, please. All right. So it doesn't seem to be moving. Give it 5-7 seconds more,
Yeah.
and then I will.
Awesome. Wow, this is a outer space question.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we can
Okay.
now you can reveal
There's
the
still
answer to
coming
us.
in. So the second one is fiction. It's actually on Venus.
Oh,
Venus has rain that is acidic and very, very corrosive.
you
So
know,
you
I
would
think it's because the word mercury people probably associate with something like some substance because of the
yeah.
actual element
Oh
mercury.
yeah, that should have
Right?
actually been in Q4. Yep. So the first two are facts and the third one is fiction.
Yep.
All right.
Fab. This is so
And
cool.
yeah,
All
I
right.
was really shocked when I found out that it rains diamonds. Like that's insane.
And we have one more last brain teaser, dear friends. Just go up and to the same Menti and refresh your slide and just respond to that one, and then we'll see what it is this time. This is very interesting. Barack Obama's favorite cartoon character is SpongeBob SquarePants. I don't think so. Let's see what it is. Alrighty. Let's have the results up and we'll give people a minute to respond. Oh, yeah, see, I told you it's the SpongeBob one. I knew it. I mean, that's what I think. And most so now I'm interested. I'm really curious. I wonder if the youngest pope was 15. I mean, it could have been like hundreds of years ago and we wouldn't know, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a tricky one. So yeah. All right, I think you can reveal the answer to us now.
All right.
Thank you for responding, guys, and thank you
Yeah.
so much for your patience. Sorry about the technical issue, and thank you for staying with us and being patient.
Absolutely. So the first one is fact. The first one is a fact.
Oh, what? SpongeBob?
Yeah.
Oh no, everyone is wrong.
Yeah. The second one is fiction. The second one is fiction, and the third one is fact. So
Bruce Lee?
the youngest pope was actually 11 years old, not 15.
Okay. Oh, 11. Wow. Is that even?
11.
No, I don't think that would be allowed today.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, it was a long way back.
Actually, I'm curious and I'm going to go up and read about this later on after the session is done.
Absolutely.
All right.
And
That brings
yeah, that's the end
that
of the
to a close of the brain teaser. And that was really fun. Thank you so much, Icha, for being with us. And thank you so much for doing this for us. Also, you will be back next week. She'll be back next week, guys, with like a new weird activity for us to use our brain a little bit during this lockdown period.
yes.
So yeah, any last words you want to say to our audience?
Thank you for being so patient. I would say these technical difficulties are really, we can't, I mean, they can happen at any point. But we hope you enjoy the session going further on. We have a lovely speaker with us today, and I'm so excited to hear what she has to say to us.
Absolutely. And with that being said, thank you so much, Icha. That was lovely. And I will see you again next week.
Yes.
I think that really helped us train our brain and gave us that much needed kick. Um, so, all right, it's time we introduce our speaker for today evening. We have with us the amazing Hasitha Ila. She is a biotechnology engineer from the DY Patil University in Pune, India. And at the tender age of 10, she was diagnosed with Friedreich's ataxia, which is a neurological disorder. This left her in a really tough spot. And after accepting her diagnosis as a child, she turned to generating awareness about mental health and the challenges that are faced by specially abled people through her own personal experience. She has also participated in the Miss India wheelchair pageant in Mumbai. She has given an inspirational speech in front of 30,000 people at an event in Hyderabad. She's a professional motivational speaker and has spoken on various occasions on behalf of the Heartfulness Institute. She is the recipient of the Global Women Empowerment Award from Mrs. India and Global Visionara. Today, Hasitha is an inspiration, a leader, a blogger, an activist, and a speaker. We are so incredibly lucky to have her here tonight. And with so many feathers in her cap, I think she's a true definition of the leader in every sense of the word. So without further ado, let's bring Hasitha on. Welcome, Hasitha, and thank you so much for being with us this evening. And yeah, how are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
It's our pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you so much for being the first face of our new series, The Catalysts of Change. So, guys, here's how it's gonna go, real quick. We are gonna have a series of really fun and interesting questions that we're gonna ask Hasitha, and she's gonna share her journey to leadership and activism with us tonight. So, Hasitha, would you like to introduce yourself to the audience so they get to know you a little bit?
You pretty much said everything. My name is Hasitha Illa, and I just completed my BTech, and I'm living in Pune right now. So I work to spread awareness about disability through like different outlets because right now everything is virtual. So like I use YouTube, blogs, and Instagram as well to spread awareness about mental health and disability.
Awesome. Great. So, what exactly does activism mean to you?
Okay. So activism is basically working towards wanting a social change. So like for example, Greta Thunberg, you must be knowing, she's
Of course.
an activist for like the environment. So she did various campaigns like worldwide and stuff.
Correct.
But obviously with the situation right now and like COVID, and I also cannot physically like go out and stuff. So like I use my voice for social change, and I do it consistently on different platforms. So I think that's also a part of activism as well.
It really is. It's like you very rightly said that everything has gone virtual now, because of the pandemic. So I think it's really important to project your voice out there through any medium that
Yeah.
you can. Um, that's really important. Well said. I wanna ask you something that's slightly a bit personal. When you were
Yes.
a child and you were diagnosed with such a severe and rare neurological illness, what went through your mind?
So basically, I was a child. I was only 10. And so, like, kids, normally what kids want are like to play with other kids and fit in with their, gang and like have fun and all those things. But my environment did not turn out like exactly like that. So, like, people would uh, treat me differently and they wouldn't like allow me into their group or something. So like I think like if my environment was different, if children would come to me and play, because like all these children would tease me and like bully me because I was different. And yeah, that all led to like sadness and depression and loneliness and all those things.
I'm so
Yeah.
sorry you went through that. That's no child should have to go through that, but that's what made you who you are today, and
Yeah.
amazing. Which is what I'm getting to next is that you this is so inspiring to listen to how you turn your challenges into opportunities. So like how would you tell members of the youth community, all of us, how to not feel weighed down by our challenges? Everyone faces challenges every single day in their life. Like you
Yeah,
have
yeah.
yours, everyone else has theirs. What would be your advice to like not get bogged down by our challenges
Uh,
that we face?
I think that the number one thing is that you have to accept your failures. So, like, whether it's failures in your exams or interviews, or like even like failing to do like daily tasks, for example, like you have to accept those things, because like I when I do my daily activities, I like tend to fall. So right now, like when I do fall, I just get back up and continue with my life. And that's the kind of attitude you need when you fail at anything. You just have to keep on trying and get back up and continue trying. I
That's a
think that's the number one attitude it is to get you going in life. And the next thing is that you have to be okay with bad days. You can't always
fair
expect
enough.
to be happy 24/7. You have to like accept all the bad days that you are gonna go through. And the last thing is that you never know what life is gonna end with. So you just have to go with the flow. And I think that's what COVID has taught me, that you have to go with the flow, and like whatever is coming, you just have to
Just deal with it head
accept
on.
it and keep on going.
Yeah.
That's
From
my
my
number one
perspective, I
thing.
think from what I can see and what the inferences that I can draw from what you've just said is that basically just have the courage to face whatever's thrown your way, whether it's good, whether it's bad. Not get too involved into it, but just face it, whatever it is. I think, wow, that's
Yeah.
amazing. It's such a simple concept, but
It's a simple concept, but takes a lot of time
it takes a lot of
to
time.
master
Yeah,
it.
absolutely. Which
Yeah.
brings me to my next, something that again just popped up in my head. Why what made you feel to, go out there to spread awareness about mental illnesses and especially abled people? Like when and why? When did you feel like, okay, you know what, I think I want to do this? Like when did you think that?
So basically, yeah, as I said earlier, I was diagnosed when I was a kid. And
Yep.
at that time, like I was very fixated about my physical health. I wanted like a cure, and like I wanted to feel better, and I wanted to, walk and stuff like that. But obviously, when that didn't happen, like it took a very toll on my mental health. And I think right now, like what differs from then and now is that my mental health right now is like very good. And that's why, like, as you can see now, I'm like super confident. So I think mental health, like, it matters the most. It's the number one priority, and then whatever, comes next. And about disability and like people with disability, our society is pretty like unaware of the things that we go through or like anything in general, and that's what makes them go into assumptions. So like many people come up to me with like pity, or they be like, no, you can't do that or something like that. They make their own assumptions
Correct. Yeah.
because they're unaware. So I like thought of doing it, and it struck me during COVID to like start all of this virtually, like do it on different platforms and like see how it
Obviously.
goes.
I mean, you've been in crowds, you've addressed thousands of people. So, I mean, now you have no choice but to sort of scale it back to just the internet. But
Yeah.
nonetheless, I mean, I'm sure your experiences like dealing with people who don't know about especially abled, like the people that what they go through on a daily basis. So that, yeah, I mean, absolutely. I'm sure your experiences must have driven you to do this. Um, Speaking of the internet, we all know because of your like blogging, your social media. You have such a huge social media and internet presence. You have thousands of followers. How would you advise the youth to use social media as a tool to their advantage? Like for people who want to be in the field of activism, or people who want to be bloggers, or people who want to do something like other specially abled people, or other people who want to spread awareness through their social media or internet or blogging. What would be your advice? How do you think that we can use these tools to our advantage?
I think the number one thing is consistency. Consistency, you have to be consistent with what you're doing. Consistency is the number one thing. And next thing is hard work. And like your content should be from your soul. So, like, you shouldn't just put whatever you want or something. Like, you have to think of it and it has to come from your heart, and that's
It
what
has to be
I do
authentic. Yeah.
with whatever I put on the internet. I really think about it and I write through my heart, and that's what comes. And
Absolutely.
that's what many people like about, like, when I speak or something. That's the number one thing they say, that everything is coming through your heart and stuff. And I think that's what
That's
I
amazing.
advise everyone else to
That's
do.
amazing. Right from your soul, guys. Whoever is interested in blogging or activism, right from your soul, as she said. Um, what was it? What event was there a specific event or a specific period in your life that you remember that made you want to be an activist? I mean, besides your your illness being diagnosed and all the
Uh,
bullying that you went through, was there something that you specifically remember that you can pinpoint and say, hey, you know what, I want to do this now? Is there something that you can think of if you go back?
yeah. Actually, I am a very like nervous person when it comes to people.
Mhm.
So like I can't speak. I can't speak. Like even in college or school, when they tell me to put a presentation, so I would like fear so much about it, and I would never do it. And like even like in gatherings, like I'll be so uncomfortable to speak with new people. Like I'm very bad at it. But I think the one event which brought me out of my comfort zone is the Sitare Zameen Par with Shankar Madhavan. It was also a heartfulness from the heartfulness organization. So when I came out of my comfort zone, that's when I realized that I can be a leader and I can
That was
influence
the event,
people.
right? That
And
was the event where you addressed 30,000 people.
yeah, that's when I realized that I can influence so many people and inspire them. And I think that was my triggering event.
Really, that sounds amazing. I hope that you have this recorded or something somewhere, and maybe we can share it with our audience. I'm sure they'd love to
Yeah,
see.
yeah, I'll send it to you.
Fantastic. I'm sure they'd love to see what you spoke about. That one beautiful event. Um, As a leader, how would you what importance would you give to team management and conflict resolution within a team? Like, when you say leader, right? You lead, meaning you lead a team, you lead a group of people. So how important is team leadership and sort of conflict resolution within a team?
I think like within a team, you have to learn to be empathetic and listen to what the other person is saying, because the number one conflict when it comes to a team is like differences in opinion. So like when I'm saying one thing and the person in front of me is saying something else, that's when egos will clash, and like we're unaware. We just have to like accept the fact that every single person is entitled to their opinions. They can have their own values, and we have to respect all those things, and we have to be open with suggestions with whatever people give. So I think that's the number one thing we
Fair enough.
have to acknowledge.
I think we all forget that, we're given two ears and one mouth. So we should listen more and talk less.
Yeah,
Most of the time, it's
people
all
don't listen
nobody
or
listens.
respect opinions, other people's
I
opinions.
think
They're
even I've been
fixated
at
on
fault.
their opinion.
I've also been at fault sometimes. I've made mistakes, with in team exercises or team building. So yeah, I think this is valuable advice even for someone like me. Um, Definitely, guys, empathy is really the key. Um, so like, because you're young, you're a leader, obviously, and you're an activist. So, as a youth of today, in a leadership position as an activist, what does leadership mean to you now, like going forward, like into the future? What is leadership mean to you?
Uh, for me, basically, leadership is being a role model to other people and inspiring them and leading a path for them. So, like, if they're confused or whatever, and they're not, aware of where to go next, then a leader should be like being there to guide them and like inspire them to go forward. I think that's what the number one thing is for a leader.
That's beautiful. Wow. And speaking of leadership, what were the challenges that you faced on the paths? I think everyone would want to know. Aside from, of course, your obvious physical limitations, what other challenges have you faced? And what values are most important to you as a leader? I think this is really the key point, you know.
For me, the challenges that I faced were discrimination from other people and disagreement. So basically, I said earlier, right? Like people are fixated on their opinion and they don't accept like other people's opinions, and that's where uh, fights and challenges occur. So I think that's the number one thing you have to learn to deal with when you're a leader.
Correct.
And the value that I have for me is that you should value what you believe in. So like when you're a leader and there are many people like with you, you tend to like go for their values or what they are saying, but you have to be true to yourself and you have to uh, stick to what you believe in and not confine into other people's opinions. I think that's the number one thing that I learned so far, to
And
stick
values,
to my values.
what value would you prioritize? What leadership value would you prioritize?
For me, it's honesty, I guess. Honesty.
Being honest to yourself, and I think being honest to the people that follow you.
Honest to the people and yourself both is very
Absolutely.
important.
I think, that's also like, that's why we kept the name of our this initiative. We call it Inside Out, because whatever's on the inside is what happens on the outside. So I think that if
Yes.
you can't be authentic to yourself, there's no way people are gonna sort of connect to you on any level, you know.
Yeah, if you're gonna be fake, no one's gonna connect with you. You
Absolutely.
have to
And I think
be.
that because you're representing such an important cause, you're highlighting the effects of especially being specially abled, and highlighting the mental health issues that you or
Hmm.
others may be suffering from. It's so important for these issues to connect. to the audience, and being inauthentic or being dishonest is not going to get you or your cause anywhere. So, especially, I think for people like you who are in the field of activism, who have a voice, is it really important to use that voice responsibly. So, yeah, honesty, that's a really lovely thing to say. Um, so, last thing I want to ask you is, what are your key takeaways, and what message would you like to leave our audiences with? Like, what would you like to say to them?
Uh, Number one thing that you have to keep in mind is that no matter what phase you're going through in life, so like if you're gonna be sad or depressed or like a heartbreak or like anxiety or whatever phase you're going through in life, it's gonna be temporary. It's gonna go. I promise. I promise. It's not gonna be throughout your life. So like all phases in life are gonna go, and yeah, keep that in mind and just continue with your life. I think that's the important thing. Not giving up and continuing and just knowing that it's temporary and keep going forward.
Oh,
That's
I
all.
think that's lovely. I wish I could give you a hug.
Yeah, I wanna meet you.
I know, I'm so excited. When we meet. Okay, so I think this is next thing that I wanted to sort of surprise you with a little bit, throw you off a little bit. Is something fun. Okay, let's move away from the seriousness of tonight. Um, I want to ask you some rapid fire questions. Okay, and I don't
Okay.
think this has ever been done on our Youth 2.0 platform before. So I want to just have a little bit of fun, go a little off
So yeah, experimenting it on me.
script, go a little off script for a minute, and let's ask some really interesting questions so our audiences can get to know you a little bit. What makes the clock tick, kind of thing. So I have a couple of questions. Okay, not a couple. I have like 5 or 6 questions.
Okay.
As time permits. So you have only 30 seconds. I don't want you to think too much. Whatever comes to your mind, I just want you to spontaneously respond.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna have a quick rapid fire round. Everyone, brace yourself. Um, okay, so this is Hasitha Ila rapid fire. Okay, so first question. If you could travel to any one country, which one would it be and why?
Well, right now I want to go to London or UK because before COVID we were planning to go, but yeah, obviously because of the pandemic it got cancelled. So that's where I want to go
Okay, so England.
right
Well,
now.
I want to go there because I'm a Potter freak, Harry Potter freak, and I want to like visit all the places in the book. So that's a great place. Next question. What is your most favorite book that you have ever read?
Uh, I don't read much,
Oh
but
no!
no, during quarantine I read like some 2 to 3 books. So I really like Designing Destiny.
Oh, of course.
And the next book is The Art of Not Giving a
Fab,
Subtle Art.
fab. All right, next question. Sorry, yeah, who was your favorite teacher in school and why?
In school.
You don't have to name the teacher, but you can tell us which class and which subject.
Mm, can I say college?
Yeah, yeah,
School, I
college
don't
is also
remember.
fine.
Okay, so there was this teacher in biochemistry. Uh, he like really, he would like me a lot. And he would push me into doing things like practicals and like even studying. He would like take personal care to make sure that I understand and that I can do all the activities and stuff.
Oh,
So
sweet.
I really like that special attention that he gave me.
How sweet. That's so sweet to have such a caring and sensitive professor. That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, the next question I think I would like to ask every single person I meet, but right now, you, what do you miss from the pre-pandemic era?
Obviously, going out. I mean, going out, and then I have to meet so many. You don't know, like during this pandemic, how many people I planned to meet, and then like I don't know when it's gonna happen.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think everyone would agree. I think just going to like a restaurant and having a meal, that's,
Yeah,
yeah.
I didn't go to a restaurant also. Like even that is fine.
Right. Next question. What is one skill that you want to acquire?
Um, one skill.
Don't think too much, huh? No pressure.
Uh, I think being fluent, like when I'm speaking, like
Ah,
I'm kind of like a bit, I don't speak fluently.
okay. So
Like
you're
I will write, like my writing is very expressive. If you read it ever, you'll get to know that it's
I have
very expressive. But when I'm speaking, I never, I can never do it
the speaking
when
and
it comes up.
writing are different this thing. So yeah, of course.
Uh,
Awesome.
so
So that's the
I
skill.
think that.
And okay, last rapid fire question. What is one goal you want to achieve in the next 5 years?
One of the goals is I want to do my PhD.
Oh, PhD.
PhD.
Wow. So then we're gonna call you Dr. Hasitha Ila in the next 5 years.
They're already calling you.
Ah, all right. So that brings it to the end of our rapid fire. Did you have fun?
A lot. A lot.
Yeah. I'm
It's
glad.
nice.
It was just something, wanted to like just make it a little light. So yeah.
Yeah, I understood.
So we have loads of questions coming from our audience members. Okay, so this is the live Q&A
Seriously?
with our friends and with our Inside Out friends. First one, how would you advise that we can have a self-check and maintain our mental health, especially when we don't have access to outside resources? Wow, nice question.
So during the COVID situation, there are a few things that I do to keep my mental health in check, I guess you can say. Uh, the number one thing is going out, like not going out like as in going out, but like going down for a fresh air. Like I stroll downstairs in my society, so
Correct.
like that's nice. And the second thing that I do is talk to friends. So like I'm bad at connecting to all my friends, but during the pandemic, I started reconnecting with all my friends and stuff. So that was nice. That
That's
feeling is
amazing.
nice. And I switched off the news because there's so much happening
So much negativity.
outside, like in the world. There's so much happening, and if it's affecting your mental health, I think that it's not worth like your time. So I switched off my net, switched off my news channels. And the last thing is being aware of your emotions, which I already said
That's
earlier.
fantastic. I
Yeah.
think nobody realizes how much the outside influences on what's on the inside. So I think that
Yeah.
switching off your news channels and like shutting off your notifications from like news apps is so important because there's so much hatred and so much negativity out there. That's a great
Hmm.
piece of advice. I'm gonna even consider that doing that. Another question we have is how do you deal with people who don't understand and like your limitations and problems?
Don't understand what?
Your limitations and problems.
Uh, yeah, so that was difficult for me to deal with people. It took a long time for me to understand how to deal with them. Now I don't care. Like you
That's the
shouldn't
bad
care what everyone thinks, and that's not your business. I mean, it took me a lot of time for me to get here, but then opinions of other people should not matter to you. I mean, like if it's your mom or dad, then I can understand you obviously will care what they say. But then if it's gonna be a random person or like something, then I think you shouldn't care what you think.
Absolutely. That is so true. Somebody wants to know what's your favorite food?
I'm a foodie, so I don't have a favorite food. I like everything.
You just eat everything. That's amazing.
I like desserts more.
Okay, so
I'm
you
more
do a
of
sweet
a
tooth.
I'm more of a sweet tooth. I
Hmm,
like more of desserts.
amazing. Okay, so here's a bit of a this is a really interesting question. How can advocates in other countries help bring awareness about how people with special abilities are treated around the world? Wow. I'll repeat that. How can advocates in other countries help bring awareness about how people with different abilities are treated around the world?
Um, First of all, I think you have to like physically talk with the other people around the world. Like you have to make connections around the world. Like I like once I started my advocating journey, I made a lot of like friends outside of India. So like I make blog posts or like a YouTube video maybe about like the differences in their culture and my culture. So it's important to understand what they're going through and then you can move on.
So you're trying to say like a bit of networking, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you advise other women with health obstacles to stay positive during times that they may not feel they're heard or accepted?
Can you
This is
repeat?
a lovely question.
Can you repeat?
Yeah. How do you advise other women with health obstacles to stay positive during a time they may feel that they are unheard and unaccepted?
Um, okay. How to stay positive? Well, the first thing is you shouldn't force positivity upon you. Like it should naturally come. Like you have to naturally be happy, or like if you're gonna be naturally sad, then that's also fine. Like I said earlier, be aware of your emotions,
Correct.
like
You said,
whatever
yeah, accept
comes.
your
Like
emotions.
you can't force positivity upon you. Like that's super wrong. And how do you become positive? I think like it depends on your environment. So like
Mhm.
the people around you
Correct.
and like a good practice maybe like I'm into the heartfulness
Mindfulness
meditation.
practice, absolutely.
So that's good. And the
That's
environment also like my parents are like super supportive. So
that's so sweet.
that's also
Since we are almost out of time, I'm going to take one last question. Sorry, guys, the questions are really pouring in, but we can't take all of them. So we have one last question for you. Um, Someone has asked, how, this is a really lovely question. How do you get the energy for your next talk after giving such long positive talks? Sometimes I feel empty and drained. How do you handle this condition?
can you repeat it once?
Yeah, sure, sure. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, how do you get your energy for your next talks after giving
Yeah.
such long and positive talks? Sometimes I feel empty and drained. How do I handle this condition?
Uh, I realized that me giving talks actually gives me energy. So
Ah,
like I really like doing it because I myself feel very happy. So like last week also I gave a talk in like a company kind of thing. So like after that this one came. So like it doesn't drain me out. Like I get more happy and I feel better and I'm like, I'm serving other people and they're also like, happy about it. So
so
it doesn't drain my energy. Maybe
how do you like recharge yourself though? I think that's what this
yeah,
question.
it recharges my energy exactly.
So sharing with your experiences with other people actually recharges you. Great. Wow. That's a great, I mean, that's why you are who you are, and we're here to learn from you. So yeah, so that wraps up our Q&A. That wraps up our Q&A. Thank you so much, everybody. for putting in your questions. And if you have any unanswered questions, I think we can put them up to Hasitha, and we can post her responses on our social media at another time. So that was lovely. Your journey has been extraordinary and remarkable. And today we got to learn how you've turned your challenges into opportunities. And our audience today has learned so many pearls of wisdom from you. And this chat for me has been absolutely unforgettable. So a big virtual hug to you. Before we conclude our session, we're going to have a small relaxation session. So we're all just going to sit comfortably, close our eyes, and there's going to be an audio that's going to be played, which is the Heartfulness relaxation audio. And just follow the instructions in the audio, close your eyes, and just feel yourself relax and imbibe the values we learned tonight. This is about a 5 to 7 minutes exercise. So just everyone relax, close your eyes, and and feel the relaxation seeping in.
Sit comfortably and close your eyes very slowly and very gently. Let's begin with the toes. Wiggle your toes. Now, feel them relax. Feel healing energy from the earth move up into your feet and ankles. Then up to your knees, relaxing your lower legs. Now feel the healing energy move up your legs, relaxing them. Relax your thighs. Now, deeply relax your hips, stomach, and waist. Relax your back. From the top to the bottom, your entire back is relaxed. Relax your chest and shoulders. Feel your shoulders simply melting away. Relax your upper arms. Relax each muscle in your forearms. Relax your hands right up to your fingertips. Now relax your neck muscles. Move your awareness up to your face. Relax your jaw, mouth, nose, eyes, earlobes, facial muscles, that your whole body is completely relaxed. Scan your system from top to toe, and if there's any part of your body that is still tense, painful, or unwell, spend some more time immersing it in the healing energy of the earth. When you are ready, move your attention to your heart. Rest there for a little while. Feel immersed in the love and light in your heart. Remain still and quiet, and slowly become absorbed in yourself. Remain absorbed for as long as you want, until you feel ready to come out.
All right. I hope everyone is feeling relaxed. I am feeling so still on the inside. That was incredible. Um, and this brings us at the end of today's session. Thank you so much to our beloved audiences for joining us tonight. I hope that you learned a lot about the various aspects of leadership and activism from Hasitha. And Hasitha, no amount of thanks is enough for you. Thank you so much for sharing your life's incredible experiences with us and taking us on this journey with you. Thank you for your valuable time and your insight. And I'm sure all of us have learned so much from you tonight. Thank you so much. Guys, just a quick announcement. We would love to know how you all have started practicing heartfulness meditation, or if you have started or you've been practicing it for a while, and how it has helped you transform your life. We are sending out a form for Humans of Heartfulness. So if you have the time, please share your inspiring journey with us, and you could be featured on our Instagram page for Humans of Heartfulness, the Heartfulness Institute website, or the Youth 2.0 Instagram page. So if you want to be featured, or if you feel like you want to share your journey with us, please go ahead and fill out this form and let us know about your journey into spirituality. And once again, we hope all of you will join us next week at the same time, at the same place, with a fresh new perspective on leadership. Stay tuned and follow us on our social media pages for more updates on our series, as well as our interactive posts and interactive activities. Thank you so much. And we hope that you stay safe and have a great rest of your weekend. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight, and we'll see you next week. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Hasitha. It was
Thank
lovely
you.
to have you.
already done.